Hey everybody, Dan King. We're doing dailies now. Well, I got a long email from my nemesis today. I'll put it up here using my hit film express that I've been learning how to do. It's a long one, so I'll let it go for a little bit. And anyway, so and Wally's like, it's not me, but it's all written. It all sounds totally like Wally. Yesterday I was talking about how he committed suicide, and he's like, on Slippery's page when it was just text, and he was like, I'm going away now, goodbye, fin, and he does this dramatic fin, the end in French, fin. And I also point out that when he fucks up enough, and the cycle of Wally insanity is, he's the big boss and he's in charge, and then he pisses off everybody, and they tell him, and then he tells them how, he's right, and that doesn't work. So then he apologizes, that doesn't work, and then he shames them. I'm trying to be sorry and humble, and you should, take me back. Shame. So the start of his email to me is, for shame! For shame! So it's you, Wally, and you talk about the magistrate. That's the first message that Wally sent me. He was like, I'm going to go, I'm going to go to the cops. I'm going to go to the magistrate. You're the only one in the world who talks like this, Wally. Also, somewhere in an email, you're like, oh, Dan, you're crying now. Do I look like I'm crying? Wally, I'm reading your email. It's obvious you're not watching my videos, and I can't blame you because it's just me ripping on you for 20-30 minutes. But there's a couple things. One of them, you keep on talking about my long greasy hair. It's like, dude, I got a cut for you. Look, it's not, maybe this is long to people who have skinhead haircuts and eyebrows, but I got a cut for you, buddy. So that's one indication I don't think you're watching my videos. And the other thing you had in there, oh, what was it? I can't remember. There was some indication. Oh, you're like, don't pretend that you weren't Virtual Wally. And it's like, watch my other video. I'm like, yeah, I do Virtual Wally. I was annoyed because, once again, another indication this is you trolling me is because you sent me the Proton email, and I was rolling my eyes, and I typed out a long reply. Maybe I'll post it. I don't know. I got to reread it. I remember what I told the guy. I'm sure he'll use it as evidence to go to the cops with, Dan cyberbullying me. I love that fucking scenario. But the other thing, in that, while I was like, don't pretend that you're not a Virtual Wally. It's like, well, I've said both times it was me. And you, whenever you get in trouble, Wally, on your page, YouTube will shut something down because you'll say something racist or a terrorist threat. You get strikes and bans and whatever. Of course you're innocent, but you're like, oh, well, I'm just doing a parody. I'm doing satire. Ha ha ha. When you talk about, there's one where you're talking about your fucking lawyer should die. You lost the case and the lawyer that represented you should die. And the court building that she was in should be burned to the ground. You don't care if there's janitors in there or some innocent person paying off a parking ticket. No, as long as that building is destroyed, a plane crashes, and that, you'll be like, that was satire. Oh, I was just joking around. That's your excuse. So, Wally, I did a parody of Maga Man, your online persona. You have this over-the-top character with dumb hats, with the pom-pom, and your fucking red shirt. You're like a goofy character, and I did a character of that, a parody, Wally. Again, I'm sure you're actively trying to flag my channel and scrambling to shut Dan up. But it's I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not, you're making it like you're this 14-year-old child. And you have a YouTube channel where you're unboxing, action figures, Star Wars action figures, and you're bragging about the articulation and how they could look at the detail on this action figure. And evil Dan King is like, you're dumb, you're a dumb dummy. I'm gonna come and fuck your mom and steal your lunch money. It's like, dude, I'm not cyberbullying, okay? Part of your rant in the email that I just posted to me, you're like, oh boy, you're gonna be famous. I'm gonna go to the police and the news. Again, let's go down. I hate doing this because Again, like the grown-ups know the deal, but you're a fucking child. But let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's talk about like a sane version of what I'll make it funny, okay? In your mind, you're like, Dan's cyberbullying, and you run to the cops, and you're like, Dan King is cyberbullying me. And in your insane mind, you're like the cops are just gonna be like, what? Cyberbullying? And like stand up. Without asking any follow-up questions, they're gonna go, okay, Agent Q and Agent W, let's get in the car and get Dan King. And the cops come screeching up to my driveway, guns drawn, get out of the house, get down. You know, they handcuff me and throw me into the head thing through the car. And the whole time they're driving, they're looking behind, you know, in the mesh of the car window. Oh, you've been cyberbullying. Poor Walter, you're in trouble. Wait till we get down to the station. We're gonna rough you up for your cyber. But this is all like your scenario, right? And there I am, chained up to the table because I'm a dangerous, you know, cyberbullying guy in the interrogation room with the mirror. And they're like, you've been cyberbullying poor Walter. Why? And I would just go, well, and I would show them the timing. Everything has a date stamp. Mr. fucking, I have records and fucking receipts. The date stamp is like, you poked me first and was like, I'm going to go to the cops. And again, I've mentioned this before. Like Wally, and the other thing Wally mentions in his thing, in the email he just sent, was he mentioned WNCW or so. That's a television station, okay? And to explain people what's going on, Wally, his tires got slashed like 2 years ago, and it was a big day for Wally because first I think it was on 9/11, so that's Wally's like holiday because he's a 9/11 guy. But the reporters went down to his house, and there's a reporter in the street, and there's Wally's car behind him, and there's dumb Wally with his, you know, words and logos and lines on his shirt. I'll post it below because, you know, Wally thinks and what I'm getting at is it's a news story, and that's how we found Walter. Walter from the Star Wars guys, right? He embarrassed himself and he disappeared from Facebook and everyone forgot about him. But because, like, you guys are aware of what a Looney Tunes guy he is to watch and the impact he had on the group, every few months, someone in the Star Wars group will just search his name online. And again, this is while he's watching this and going, they're stalking me. It's like, dude, there's nothing illegal about going to Google and searching some Looney Tunes person from your past, okay? There's no legal recourse you could do to stop someone from doing that. But anyways, the Star Wars guys, somebody, I forget who, searched his name and found this story because it's a public story. It's on WNCW's Facebook post. And you can go to Facebook right now, and while he's shown his full name, I don't want to say it, but if you type in his full name in Facebook, you'll see this news story. Public. Nothing private or hidden about it. So we all saw this, and all the Star Wars guys like, hey, crazy Wally's back. And there's Wally, and like he triggered all of us, admittedly, because he's in this thing and he's like, I'm just this innocent guy walking around doing my thing, and my tires got slashed. I'm a victim. And we're like rolling our eyes because this is Wally's thing. He likes to roll around in being a victim. And we're like, you know, the other side of it is like, why is this guy getting his tires slashed? And he probably took it off. He has on the car, he's got the rear tire. And he's shown, I think it's still on his community page, he has, you know, the tire cover in the back of the SUV, and it has all this like crazy shit on it. And it's not like whatever, freedom of speech, he could do it, but it's all hate-filled stuff. It's the stuff like someone behind him would be like, look at this asshole in front of me, you know? And while he's probably like, oh, that's right, Dan King, you're crying your leftist steers. Again, it's like, you don't know my political affiliation, you dumbass. And I'm not crying. Where am I crying in any of my videos? But anyway, so you have this and that's what probably triggered. You're right across the street from a college, so there's like liberal hippie 20-something-year-old kids, and they probably get drunk and they fuck with you, and that's what happened. Or maybe in your mind you think I did it. But again, there's like, it was in North Carolina, and there's video of the guy doing it. It's like the security camera of some guy with a ponytail. It's not me. I have an alibi. I was in New York, you know. But in Wally, in the video, in the rant, Wally's, I'm jumping around. In that Facebook article, I commented. And Wally thinks this is like illegal. Again, in that email, and again, I know it's you, Wally, because only you think that's some kind of illegal thing. I guess it's like you're saying, oh, Dan King's stalking me and here's the proof. It's like, no, like you had such an impact on our lives and we saw this shit and we commented on it. There's no cyber stalking. And in it I said, oh, I know this guy. He's a fucking, I think I said I knew him from New York before he fled New York because he fucked up his life. I didn't say that. And I said, I guess he's making friends in North Carolina. And there's a chance that he staged all this for attention. We have video of the guy slashing tires, but I think at the time I didn't see that video. But, Wally's the type of guy, he would set a thing up to get attention for it. But that's not what happened, obviously. Someone just, surprise, someone doesn't like the man. But anyway, Wally, in that email, that's what he's talking about. He's like, I saw that you commented on that news channel, and boy, the cops are going to have a field day with you. And he's also mad because after he started in with me, I posted this thing years ago. But when he started in with me, the Biden boy video came out where he's a racist son of a bitch. And I thought it was like, because it's the Biden boy, again, I'll link it below. The Biden boy is Wally's racist rant. Biden boy has a bunch of other stuff out there to show what a Looney Tunes this guy is. But I thought that was relevant because if you look at that, it shows Wally being a hate-filled asshole on YouTube. And Wally's like, I saw that you added that to the news article, and boy, that's another strike against you, Dan. Boy, wait until, and he's like, I told the news article I got this guy cyber stalking me. But like, like Wally, let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's pretend this, like, the scenario in your mind with the reporters. Okay, you're like CNWC, Dan King is cyber stalking me. And let's say they take up the case, Wally. And they go, oh, it's a slow news day. So they're like, okay, let's talk about the loser who got his tires slashed 2 years ago, whatever. He's getting cyberbullied, and maybe it's related to his tires getting slashed. Let's investigate, news crew. They send out the van and the person with the big microphone. Hello. And they say, yes, you're getting cyber stalked. Let's say they interview you again. You're like, oh, yes, these men are injecting themselves in my lives, and I'm just a victim, and I didn't do anything. But like in my mind, on that link, like you're going to use that link as proof. There's Dan King. There's the man. But also underneath that, I said, hey, everyone who's interested in this, check out this link. And the link is the Biden boy video. So you're going to go, like, what do you think is the bigger news story? Idiot. Some giant white guy in the South getting trolled. Some 44-year-old man. I'm getting attacked and I'm an innocent man. And then they see, and there's you. There's the news article is you. It's you talking to the camera, totally identifiable. And then it's the Biden boy video of you, same man. You can easily see this is the same individual saying words like, apologies up front, everybody. Gook, heeb, kike, this honky is your master. Here's me. Here, look, this is me doing an imitation of a black guy fucking your mom in a black bar. And he's got an Aunt Jemima bottle and he's making humping. Like, that's the Biden boy video. Again, you're a news crew, Wally. Which is the bigger story? In your mind, they're going to just not look at the Biden boy video and focus on Dan King saying, Wally's a racist. Again, Wally, the follow-ups, the questions. Like, oh, you're being cyberbullied? Oh, Dan King's doing it. Why do you think he's doing it? Well, oh, here's a link of this Dan King guy. Oh, there's a Biden boy video? They're going to see the video. And that's my excuse, Wally. That's why I don't like this guy. Stop being a victim. You're 110% wrong. This is like all the other shit you do in your life where you're like, I didn't do anything wrong. That's another reason I know the email's you. Because you're like, you're picking on an innocent man. Innocent man. That's your word. Magistrate. Shame. For shame. It's totally your fucking mail. And again, you don't have enough fucking loyal support. You got 1.71K followers, right? It's going up. I'm sure you're all excited. But then on your big I'm going away post. You got 3 fucking dudes on there who are like, oh no, Wally. So like no one gives a shit. No one cares about this. And even if they did care, they wouldn't know all the shit in that email going back and the news story and Biden boy and like all the shit. This is the same stuff you brought up the same stuff in the first time you poked me. So this is you again. Stop it. And watch my I realize you're not watching because you think I still have long hair and you think I'm trying to hide the fact that I was Virtual Wally. I wasn't. I was doing a character of you, and all your MGTOW guys were laughing it up. All your pals were just laughing, and then later on I went on, and I'm talking to Trusherm as Dan King. I'm out of the closet. Like there was everyone knew it was me, and I left and came back as me. You're the only jerk in the room that doesn't get the gag. Yes, I did a character of you. I don't know what you would say. This is another thing you do. You think it's illegal if like a bunch of people like talk about you. If I send a message and I'm like, oh, Wally's an asshole. Do you agree with me? Oh, yes, I do. Or like grown men talking about you. You think this is like police go get him. Mr. like First Amendment guy. You know, I'm this big politics guy. My first, second, third, 18th Amendment have been violated. It's like, dude, I can talk about you to your friends privately. It's not, you keep screaming out defamation. It's like, dude, get a clue, okay? Look up defamation. I don't understand it, but from what I understand, defamation is if I was to like tell your boss, if you had a job, you don't have a fucking job. But if I was to tell your boss, knowingly tell your boss a lie to like get you fired, that's defamation. If I called him up and said, Wally's a pedophile, like fuck, and like, you know, like I fraudulently say, like, and send it, whatever, like that's defamation. I knowingly am trying to get, like, ruin your reputation. And lawyers will again, you don't have any experience with this, but lawyers, if you go to a lawyer, be like, defamation, lawyers will try to talk you out of pursuing the case because a couple reasons. One, first, they know when a client comes into the office and they're like, defamation. It's like they know that somebody said something that pissed them off and they need time to cool down. So they'll try to tell the client, oh, you know, come back in a day or two, because usually people will calm down and they'll forget about the thing that's defamation or whatever. The second thing about defamation, from a lawyer's perspective, Wally, is that you have to prove a bunch of stuff. First, you have to prove that, like, the person was knowingly lying about you. And I haven't said a falsehood about you, okay? Or knowingly said a falsehood about you. And so you'd have to prove that I'm absolutely positively fucking lying. And all the stuff I'm talking about, Walter, I have video of you, not just like hearsay and like a text message that may have been made by somebody else or fabricated. I have video of you doing and saying crazy shit. There's multiple videos of you with my picture up saying, get this guy, look at his fucking wife, oh, I know where he lived, go get him, MAGA army. If I saw this guy, I'd punch him in the face. Like that, I have that. You screaming, if I go to New York, Dan King and Slippery, they're in trouble. Screaming. Okay, like that's my, like, and I tell about it. I talk about the 12 times you committed suicide on Facebook. I have screenshots of every time you did that. So it's not defamation. I'm not lying about you. You think because you're and you got it backwards. You think I'm telling your friends that you're a knucklehead and they all believe me. It's like, what the timing of it is, you showed up on the manosphere and you do and say bazonkers insane shit like you've always done your entire life. And I made a video, and your pals reached out to me. They're like, what's up with this guy? He's a fucking lunatic. Your Mason pals like, oh yeah, Wally's a lunatic. Let's compare notes. Other people from your past that I didn't know about, they came forward. Yeah, Wally bullied me. Wally did this. Wally did that. So it's not defamation. There's lots of evidence and eyewitnesses who say you're a bullying, attacking asshole. So stop with the I'm going to defamation and all that. It isn't defamation. You started this with me. And you forget, again, another video I have of yours is you apologizing to me. And I didn't take your apology because your apology was the same non-apology shit. It was just like the email that you sent me, that you didn't send me. It's not you, but it is. It was like, I'm real sorry, Dan, but you take down your videos, you stop talking to Slippery, you remove all your negative comments from everywhere in the world because you can't take criticism. Again, like, you're not watching my videos, watch them. Because in addition to telling you what an asshole you are, I give you some sound advice. When I was talking to True Sherm, I was trying to explain to him, maybe you watch it, I don't know. Fire it back up, Wally, it's out there. But he was like, what's your deal with him? And I'm like, I tried early to like be nice and give him advice like a normal, I'd be condescending, I realize. But you don't listen, and now you're attacking me. And I told True Sherm, your pal, your buddy, I told him that, like, I still give Wally advice, but I'm fucking curt with him because he's an asshole. And True Sherm's like, yeah, you don't have to be nice to the guy. And again, I tried calling you up. Maybe we could talk about this privately and resolve it. But you love being this victim. Again, in your fantasy world, what do you think if you go to the cops and say Dan King is bullying me? They're going to see what a racist asshole and instigating asshole you are. If you go to the news channel and say, I'm being cyberbullied, why? They're going to see the Biden boy video. You can't stand the 7 or 8 people in the manosphere who have seen that Biden boy video. It burns you up. How do you think you mentally would handle it if it went viral? If a news organization, if the local news channel where you live picked up that story, and like that was one of those viral videos that come out every week of, like, you know, the woman calls the cops on the guy looking at birds in New York, and the black family is making a barbecue, and the woman calls the cops, and now everyone, like, what do you think would happen if you went viral? And again, I'm not threatening you. I don't care about this shit. I like getting you crazy because you got me crazy. But you're the one who's like, I'm gonna go, I filled out paperwork at the, oh boy, you're gonna be famous when the news brings up how you're cyberbullying me. Again, you're such a narcissistic, grandiose, whatever the fuck is wrong with you. You're not this fucking amazing person. You're not the king. You're not worth the time of the news organization. They're not going to ignore the racist, awful shit that Biden boy has made and you made on Facebook, on YouTube, and go with the Dan King is cyberbullying me. They're going to say cyberbullying, why? And I'm going to explain my side of the story. Again, this is all fantasy. It's not going to happen. But snap out of it, dude. Stop with emailing me. He's threatening to go to my landlord. I'm threatening to tell your landlord what you're doing. The same way if I lived next door to you and there was a lot of noise and I call up the landlord and be like, he's making noise. That to you is like my neighbor's defaming me. It's like he's complaining about your illegal behavior in your apartment. You can't shoot shit in your apartment, Wally. That's frowned upon. Stop making it like the landlord's okay with you doing it. I love it. Wally, I'm not I'm not crying. I love this shit. I get so much off my chest. I love it. The last thing I'm going to talk about is, like, you're waving around, oh, there's a police report about you, Dan. It's like, Wally, guess what? If anyone goes to the police, they have to make a police report. And because you're a dumbass, I have seen your police report because you emailed it to a bunch of people, right? It found its way to me. Because, again, no one takes your side of the story. They're like, oh, Dan King, you're getting attacked? Check out this email that Wally, you're going to be like, they've seen my police report. This is part of it. It's like, why do people know your police report? Because you mailed it out to people. I remember the day that, like, I emailed you and you ran down to the police precinct and documented the whole thing. You're videotaping the whole thing. I'm at the police precinct. Here I am. And after you went to the police precinct, you were like skipping. It was like, you know, the hills are alive with the sound of music. You were swinging around in circles, holding the police. I got a police report on Dan King and the Star Wars guys. Oh, and then you went, and that, I think it was that night or the night after. That's part of the Biden boy video. I'll link it below. You got drunk and you were like, I got this police report. Come at me now. And you start, and again, like, you know, like talking about the news story. On your screen, you have the 3 Star Wars guys. It's me, an Asian guy, and a Jewish guy. It sounds like a joke. An Asian guy, a Jewish guy, and a white guy walk into a bar. Anyway, there's the screen, and there's your nemesis. Plural. Nemesi? What's the plural of nemesis? But anyway, on that, you have it on the screen, you know, the day before on one of your posts. These are the guys. And then in your Biden boy video, because you got you're like, what I'm trying to get is, you're trying to get a restraining order. But then you go home and you're instigating the guys that you want to, you're not this scared man who's like, I'm scared, I'm hiding, oh, I'm a victim. You're like, I got a restraining order, motherfuckers, come at me now. And in that video, you're like, oh, this fucking gook and this heeb kike and I'm the faggot. Again, you're drunk and that's where your mind goes. You're a bigoted asshole. Oh, people are calling me racist. Why? Kike, gook, faggot, black motherfucker. Again, apologies. This is Wally's words. Look at the Biden boy video below. And Wally's like, I don't understand why I'm getting this tag of racism. But anyway, that was after you weren't like, police, these men are, well, you did that. You were like, I'm getting cyberbullied and look at these guys. And then you ran home and you know, like you're poking and prodding, instigating shit with your enemies. Talk about how you got a cease and desist from one of the Star Wars guys because you were talking about his fucking family multiple times. Mr. I'm an innocent guy. You're so innocent. This guy went to a lawyer, spent good money, and said, stop doing it. And you took the videos down. So stop with this. You're not a victim. Again, I realize you're not watching my video. Watch my videos. I give you good advice. I'm trying to tell you that, like, stop fucking poking me and I'll stop making these videos that irritate you. It's real easy. I tried sending you an email, but once again, classic Wally, he sends you a threatening email, and then when you reply to him, this email does not exist because he's walled himself up and he won't have a conversation with the guys he's poking when they're trying to fucking talk to them. I tried calling you, Wally. I know you have my phone number because you're using it to sign me up to shit. If I, like, stop pursuing this stuff. I'm not crying liberal tears. I don't have long, greasy hair anymore. Well, it's kind of long. I guess for someone who doesn't have any hair, it's long. But just fucking stop. I'll keep doing this forever, dude. I don't care. I'm not crying. I love it. Okay? But I'm trying to, like, make you feel better because I realize this is hurting you. And the reality is, like, only 3 people in the universe are watching this shit. I have the Dan King army of 30-something subscribers, okay? And no one, and there's 3 people concerned about your death. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. I'm making these videos because it makes me laugh. It makes the few people watching them laugh. And it gets you irritated. But I'm trying to give you advice. Stop fucking poking people, dude. Just drop it. Just keep on talking about guns and doing your thing. Stop trying to get like you want revenge on me. Like you lost the fucking 40 chess game, man. Just stop. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse. Dan King out. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. And see you later. Bye.